Hello everyone, in today's video we are heading to Ballindennis for a spot of arena cross-country schooling. I'm very excited to give this a go. I have been to Ballindennis before when the cross-country schooling was on grass, but with another horse, not with George. I'm just down the yard getting Cooper sorted before we head away, but George has only been cross-country schooling twice. Once about a month after I got him back in 2022, and then once this year over the summer, just over the small fences that we had up at the yard. He didn't end up getting out. We booked into 2 cross-country clinics that both got cancelled because of the rain. So he has very minimal cross-country done. He's quite green when it comes to cross-country. Because George is so green cross-country and I also have minimal cross-country experience. I did a lot of hunter trialing as a kid, but I've never done an actual cross-country course. I've never done an actual event, and it's always been an aim of mine to do some low-level riding club eventing, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. Maybe 2024 will be the year. Anyway, because of all that, we are heading to Ballindennis today with a coach. So Rachel has had some lessons with Becca Donnelly from, I think it's Kestra's event team, I'll tag her Instagram here, before, and she recommended her. That is who is giving us a lesson today. I just want to make sure that, obviously George and I have only done very basic minimal cross country, so if we start to tackle some skinnies or little lines and things, I want to have someone there to make sure I'm doing it correctly and that I don't scare him. Anyway, with all that being said, let's hop in the car, head up to the yard, get George and go for a lesson.
You tell him he's all you see. Tell him you got his keys, cause you thought he needed them, but he's not coming back again. So he's gone, leaving then. You won't see him again. It was convenient, but you won't be staying friends. And you know that, sweetie, you know that. Think you knew it before, but you just ignored that. So now you won't take backs, but there's no refunds here. So you sort of hurt.
Yeah, there you go. Because he's looking for a fight.
Yeah.
So try not to give it to him. So when you're sitting, right, make sure you're not hunching your back. Drop down your pelvis and hold yourself, and then soften your hand.
He does, doesn't he?
That outside rein is your handbrake. Yeah, outside rein. There. Because that outside rein sits on that outside hop. A little bit short. Yeah. Good. So there now, when he says it, put your hands together. It's the hardest thing to do with something that's going to be pulling you.
Hello everyone, Happy New Year. I thought I would just pop on and have a little chat with you about what is going on in these clips. So I left in a little bit of the audio that you could hear at the start of the lesson before the torrential rain started. But basically I've gotten myself into a bit of a situation with George where he's gotten a lot stronger over the past 6 to 8 weeks, and that means that he's feeling very well in himself, but he's also decided he kind of knows best. So he is just towing me around and we're getting into a big argument, and obviously I'm never going to win an argument against an animal his size, so I've kind of been just fighting with him, and it's made me very busy with my hands, which I don't like. So I'm really working on that, and that's kind of what was happening in those clips. I've left them all in. It's pretty raw, but I thought you might just like to see everything that's going on. So this is where we started doing a little bit of the jumping. We picked a lovely teeny tiny log to start with because obviously it was expected that he would be very green and like, whoa, what is this? It was lovely and small. We could just pop it from a walk. I do wish that I had grabbed a hold of my neck strap just so I didn't catch him in the mouth slightly over the first time, but I learned from that going forward. And as you can see, I just make sure to give him a big pat, loads of praise every time he pops over it, nice and quiet, and just build up his confidence. That's what the whole thing was about, was just building up his confidence. The main takeaway that I got from this lesson is that I need to basically ride George with my outside rein and kind of almost no inside rein, because his tendency is to overbend to the inside and follow it through the shoulder, and that will give him the opportunity to duck out the side door of the fence if he takes a notion to do that. I did notice recently when I've been watching some videos back that I've really been overusing my inside hand, and George also naturally flexes too much to the inside, so that's obviously not a good mix. So I was really focusing on riding with my outside rein. Becca was constantly like outside rein, outside leg, outside rein, outside leg, drilling that into me. Obviously I need to work on that a lot more at home, but it made a huge difference.
Hold your right rein. Hold your right one.
So you can see at this point we're starting to string a few fences together. Down around the bottom corner here, George decided to have a spook and try and use that as an excuse to run away with me, which he does quite often. And then he didn't really realise that we were popping this very simple little log down the bottom. But I had my contact on the reins and my leg on, so there was no excuses. He took a bit of an ocean to these barrels. It took him a while to get used to them. He did overjump them quite a few times. And honestly, I could leave out half of these videos because I look like crap, but I'm trying my best to find the mix between riding effectively to get him over the fences and develop his confidence, but also needing to really work on my own position as well at the same time.
Keep just there. Look your fence. Hold your left there. Beautiful. Look your left one. Gather him up. Yeah, hands together. Beautiful. Good balance. Don't keep pulling. Even retake the inside and sit him up. Now look your fence. Wait. Whoa, good. Now look your next one. Whoa.
I bet you didn't think at the start of this that we would be jumping these fences by the end, but he just grew in confidence so much.
Beautiful.
Clever boy.
Well done. Get back to that walk now. Shorten your reins up and tidy your stuff up.
Pick up your knitting.
Yeah, bend your elbows. Now your elbows. There we go, now partner. Good, now hold your eyes to it. Well done. Now keep it there. No more. Sit him on his bum. Yeah. Beautiful, look at that.
If I look disheveled, it's because we've had an ordeal getting there and getting home. But the cross-country schooling was very good. So I'll fill you all in later, but I need to go and hack some horses first. Oh.
Okay, I think it's like 2 days later. I didn't end up filming any more for the vlog that day because it was just a stressful day. It was a really good, productive lesson. I took loads away from it, but other parts of the day were very stressful. To run you through the day, to start off with, I loaded George up into the box and then I went around and did my checks and I had a flat tire, which has never happened in like the 2+ years that I've had this box. I also always do my checks before I put him in the box, but for some stupid reason I was like rushing, trying to get ahead of myself, and I didn't do it until he was in the box. So then I had to unload him, try and change the tire. I could not change this tire, like try as I might. I could not get the bolts off. I was literally like roaring at this tire. I was so frustrated and I couldn't get it off. So I thought I wasn't going to get to go, but then I was very kindly able to borrow a box off the owner of the livery yard I'm on at the moment. I arrived at the exact time that we were meant to start the lesson, but obviously I wanted to be there before that to get ready and get on and warm up. Then we obviously went through the lesson. You will have seen that footage, you will have heard what I thought of it. It did rain, like torrential downpour of rain during the lesson, which was not ideal. I had waterproofs in the car. Like when we got on and we were going down to the arena, it was blue skies and the forecast was not for rain. So I was like, we'll be fine. So I ended up getting soaked, absolutely drenched. You can kind of see it in some of the photos. I'll insert them here. You can see that like the front half of my jacket where I was riding towards the rain was soaked. Eventually front and back was soaked, everywhere was wet. And then I had to drive home in those wet clothes because I didn't bring a change of clothes. Again, wasn't prepared for the rain, which is so stupid because it's Ireland. You should always be prepared for the rain. When I did get back to the yard, I sorted George out and then I went and hacked one of Ashley's horses with her because she came and filmed for me. By the time I got home, I was freezing cold, wet, hungry, tired, and in absolutely no form to vlog and give you guys an update. Either way, I am now about to edit the vlog, so I needed to wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed it. I have invested with some of my Christmas money in a set of mics, so hopefully I'll be able to use them when I'm having lessons if the instructors are happy to wear them, and then you'll be able to hear what they're saying, which will hopefully be beneficial for both you and also me when I'm watching the footage back. I have so many exciting things coming up in 2024, so do make sure you're following along on the journey because I will be sharing it all here. We have another four-legged arrival coming this weekend. I'm not going to be able to vlog it because I am working, but I will of course introduce you to him when he arrives. There may also be another new arrival coming in the coming months as well, but I won't say too much about that. You'll have to stay tuned. Yeah, lots of exciting things coming up, and I have set myself some goals for the year as well, which is why I'm really cracking on with my training at the moment. Make sure you stay tuned, like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel. You can also click the little notification bell if you want to stay notified every time I upload. But for now, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.